All I'm saying is, screw Real Madrid. Can we be honest? United isn't really in
Okay,
the top.
whichever.
Okay.
No,
We can't really
okay,
like
what do
money
you
and
want?
stuff like
Do you
that.
want rose without bottles, or do you want to go to the stadium and watch superstars play?
But then the only roads without potholes are only one around the stadium. The rest of the country is in tethers. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
How was Declan Rice's goal against Real Madrid?
all I'm saying is, screw Real Madrid, because I don't understand the philosophy of Real Madrid, and as well as the players who want to go to Real Madrid, because Trent is now going to Real Madrid.
Okay.
And to me, it makes no sense, because what is the purpose of going to Real Madrid over staying at Liverpool or staying at a top club? Is like Liverpool or Manchester or City not as good as Real Madrid that all the players would rather end up at Real Madrid, even if you add a solid team?
I think right now, at this current moment, Real Madrid is operating. And they are good. And they are world class, where that they are operating on the level of Champions League, where they every year winning year in and year out. It's not easy to do that. I know the league might be easier for them, but it's still not easier. But I think they going to Real Madrid is a good choice, man.
I think Real Madrid is the pinnacle of soccer. So 15 times Champions League winners. The team that Ronaldo played for, Raul played for, Beckham played for, Cristiano played for. I think that's the pinnacle of soccer.
Look, I agree they made themselves the pinnacle of soccer, because when they did the whole Galactico thing, they bought their way to all their titles.
100%.
right.
But my thing is this here. If I'm going in, do I just want to be another notch on their little belt, or do I want to make my own name?
And that's the difference there.
Okay.
So when you go there, either you making your name or you're gonna fail.
Yeah, so
Like Michael Owen.
Jonathan Woodgate.
You know,
He played 2 games and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
never heard of him again.
Gareth
So-
Bale, sort of.
So at the moment, I think Trent looked at the side and looked at if he's gonna play an importance in the side. So at the moment, they got 2 right backs. The first one is injured and he's old. Is Cavall.
Yeah.
Right, Danny Cavall. Second one they're using now is Valverde. Right, he's the one that's going up and down. But Modric is getting old, so I think the way that they structure in the team is to phase Modric out, so Trent can come into the midfield
And it's
and play those.
It's
passes.
obvious.
That's how
You
I
see,
see it.
it's so obvious.
That's fine. That's okay. But this is the thing. He's gonna go there. Let's try his system. Now we don't like him. Let's find the next person. Or somebody else comes next year
And
who
that's
just
what-
like breaks out,
So-
and then they go buy him. My thing is, if I'm a player, I love Liverpool. Liverpool is a team that can compete against Real Madrid. I would rather create that legacy where I raise a team to that level than going in and hoping that I can make an effect on this team in order to
I
become a
think
legend.
Trent is moving because there was a breakdown or something.
Yeah. What guarantee is there that Liverpool is gonna have their players in 5 years' time or 2 years' time that you're talking about to build someday?
Because you must
We
know
know that
Madrid
Real Madrid,
got money.
year in, year out,
They
they're
can-
gonna
if-
get the best players in the world,
And they're always
as
gonna
a-
be there.
Yeah. So and then again, like you said, if he doesn't do well 1 year, they'll just replace him. For a team, at the moment, like with United and stuff, there's no competition for places. So that's why Garnacho, I'm going to use Garnacho again as an example, can run down the wing and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just do whatever
But
shit he
can
wants
we
to
be
do.
honest? United isn't really in
Okay,
the top.
whichever.
Okay.
You know,
No,
you know,
but-
we can't really
okay,
like.
but think about it. Any player, if
Yeah.
there's no competition, you're not going to fight for your place. So at a team like Real Madrid, if they bring 2 more right backs,
Yeah.
he has to fight for his place.
And you know what's the worst now? So Real Madrid always set the standard. From the time when we were young and watching, when they just steal players.
Yeah.
Whoever they wanted, they got.
No, firstly, they're using public money to do it. So,
So it's
let's
fine. It's fine, Nathan.
the
What
thing
I'm
is-
saying is
that
that they
pisses
have
me
the
off
money
again.
to do it. And they always bought from David Beckham to Ronaldo.
My-
and it was
we
always
talk
at the
about
highest.
like how South African government spends our money, and here everybody's like, "Oh, Real Madrid is winning. Let them spend all the people's
What do
money
you
and
want?
stuff like
do
that."
you want rose without bottles, or do you want to go to the stadium and watch superstars play?
But then the only roads without potholes are only one around the stadium. The rest of the country is in tethers. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if we at a stage where there are a lot of really good players, But you want to rather go into a place where you gonna struggle to make your name and be replacing
Why
someone
you say
where-
struggle?
I don't think he
Yeah,
will
why are
struggle.
you gonna say
I think
Trent
he's
is
not.
good? He is brilliant.
He's
and
not
Madrid-
at defending. He's not good at defending.
This is the
but-
thing.
but here's the
He's
deal, Nathan.
going there as an experiment.
yeah.
No
He's
problem.
literally going there. as an
So
experiment.
no problem.
Fine.
So
All I'm
Nathan,
saying
you
is
think you must go.
Liverpool was gonna build their team around him.
Then they would have
Yes.
offered him the
Who in
contract.
their right mind builds their team against around
And
the
Trent.
right back? If you said Kevin De Bruyne, we're gonna build our team.
He was gonna be our eventual captain.
Yeah, where is the captain?
We-
not? He's a
we
right
start-
back at the end of the
We
day.
started phasing him into the midfield.
That's like saying
We literally changed
That's
our
like
play
saying-
to accommodate him coming into the midfield.
Dallo is our right back. We're gonna build our
Right.
team against around Dallo.
No, but he can't make a diagonal pass that can go for goal.
So,
But I think what you're
I
trying
think
to
he's okay for me. He's gonna walk into that team and he's gonna do well simply because three teams dominate it. Spain. It's Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Barcelona.
Yeah.
So there's only three really hard games. So most of the games they're gonna dominate possession, where he can go into midfield and he can make.
and
it
he's
hard.
gonna learn how to play
And
with the team.
that's where they will benefit from him. The defensive part, he's not as good as
Where I'm thinking it's not gonna happen the way you say it is because their attacking force and their creative force is already so insane.
Yeah, but they want to overload the midfield area.
And then
So
you're
those
gonna
people can go
expose-
forward.
I can tell you within maybe the first 10 games, all teams are gonna start targeting that right hand side and they're gonna be more vulnerable than
I
Liverpool.
don't think
Okay, who's their coach? One of the greatest coaches,
Yeah.
actually the greatest coach for me,
Yeah.
Carlo Ancelotti. Do you think he is not already thought of that?
You know,
That they're gonna
so
explode
Nathan,
me on the side.
100%.
and the reason they taken him, yes, he's one of the best and stuff, but I think you're taking it the wrong way. They taken him as an experiment, no problem. But every place you go to is an experiment.
Yeah.
He's already here by Liverpool. If Liverpool really wanted him, or if he really wanted to stay, whichever way it was, a contract would have been there and dusted. The money would have been there because you know Madrid is going to be paying him lacquer. Even though he's on a free
So
transfer.
the money part doesn't make sense
you-
because then just go to Saudi.
No.
It's about money
No,
and stuff
but
like
no,
that. there.
But he's gonna get money and he's gonna play for one of the world's best team.
And you're gonna write your name in history.
You
I
right?
played for
I
Real
played
Madrid.
for Real Madrid. You
Really?
can never take it away.
There's
If
not
you
many people
don't,
can say that.
no.
And
But
they
if
have
you
said
don't
that.
become a success, it means nothing.
So
Then he can go to Saudi.
Yeah.
No
'Cause
problem.
you just spoke about
No
Michael
problem.
Owen. He went to play there, but now do we talk about him in a good way?
yeah, he was a United. He won the league for
No,
United.
but
as well,
I'm
I think.
saying when he was at Real Madrid, like his legend at Real Madrid.
Yeah, not really.
Liverpool, even Chelsea, even all of these other teams, we have the capability of challenging Real Madrid. But because of players' mentalities, they don't want to stick around enough to actually make that thing happen.
Hey, sorry, just by saying, you know how many players we ruined. We were so good that Pogba came back how many times to United to get his career ruined and leave. Leave on, come back. He's back. Is it?
I don't know what's happened.
When he goes, he comes back. He
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
sorry, I'm so sorry. about
So, I think it's a good move for Trent. It's a bad move for the Premier League because we're losing our best players, right? But it's a good move for him. Bruno Fernandes is also linked toward Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think he should go.
He's in the end his career.
Go there. What?
No, but Bruno Fernandes makes sense because what are you going to accomplish where you are?
So
Not much.
I think-
So then, yeah, we can move
so,
to Real
so,
Madrid.
so you have this hope that the thing with Nathan is he has this hope that Liverpool is gonna kick on now after this one league.
That's the thing.
Everything is gonna fall into place and they're gonna be the next
That's-
3-4
no,
years
no, no.
That's what is-
dominating
yes.
world soccer.
No,
That's what-
I'm not saying
that's what
dominating,
it's
but I'm saying we can challenge. Because last couple of seasons, we've won the
Yeah,
Premiership,
so now
we've
you're
won
gonna
UEFA
Liverpool is
Champions
gonna go
League.
challenge against Trent now.
Yes.
He is there, and you'll have to challenge against him.
exactly. A lot
Can I
of people
tell you-
saying saying that he doesn't have defensive skills. The boy that's playing right back now, who's he? Curtis Jones.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. He's
But
very good. So
I
then-
think he's... No, I'm happy with that.
He's like one of the
It's
best actors I've ever seen. You know, like
just- Hold on. He's talking not about passion.
it is.
right?
Trent did not just become a player. He
Right.
grew up and he himself said he wants to become the captain. He wants to.
So
So
why-
it just
what
stings
happened?
a
Do
little
we
bit.
hate? Do we hate David Beckham because it's the same story?
No. What I'm trying to say.
He left when we were dominating.
Yeah.
And we had, and you know, when we sold David Beckham to Real Madrid,
Yeah.
at that time was one of the highest fees, or was the
Why
highest.
is that, I think?
Every time Madrid bought a player, back to your point,
Ronaldo.
the highest. They set the pinnacle. They had the money.
But this is my point. You all have felt it as well. Where if he stayed, what more could he have accomplished at that side that could have cemented him further?
So why
But
did
he made his name better than what he could have made it at United. I felt.
exactly? He actually David Beckham had to leave United to,
To
be
be
the person
better.
he is now.
I think he made his Ronaldo did the same. He made his name. If Ronaldo stayed at
Sometimes we
United,
mustn't hold
he would have
someone
been.
back. Because maybe we would have held Ronaldo back. We would
Is it
have
true?
held.
I'm saying that I don't feel that if Trent stays, we would hold him back because we're at the stage where we're trying to challenge for, for all of
I
these
think
things.
this is the first time you're in this position because Stevie G stayed with you all throughout his career. Xabi Alonso, he was
You're always
declining
there.
when he left. So you'll never had a player that was on the rise leaving Liverpool. I can't think of many players that were on the rise. Maybe Mascherano, but he wasn't really on. He was on loan.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a really a Liverpool player. But I can't think of another Liverpool player that was almost at the top of his game leaving Liverpool.
Yeah, they always.
I'm just saying, playing would if you had a chance to play at United, would you not take that opportunity?
Yeah, but I needed the yes, yes, I would
Yeah.
take that opportunity. But then after I've done it, and then Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern
So,
Munich,
let me ask
come
you this.
knocking, AC Milan come
If
knocking,
you have a
I'm gonna
chance,
go.
if you have a chance, Nathan, you right now to go to Liverpool and Real Madrid. Here's the contracts game. You're not playing for Liverpool yet. Here's the contracts in front of you. Liverpool and Real Madrid. This is what we're offering you, so we know money-wise it'll be better, right? But you know all the background about your passion and loving this, and so who would you choose?
Liverpool.
So you would go.
I would choose it
Even if you're not a
because
Liverpool supporter. Let's say
okay,
you're not a
I'm
Liverpool.
biased now.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm biased.
Let's say you're not a Liverpool supporter.
Who would you choose?
Who would you
As a
choose?
soccer player, you are a soccer player. Here's my career
Okay.
now. Here's a rapper.
I would still.
Oh.
Can I be honest? I would choose Liverpool.
Where there's not much sun, you would rather choose that to go love in the life in the Madrid. In Madrid. That's how I feel.
So you know, if you ask
All
him
I'm saying is
to
this:
choose
yeah,
Liverpool,
maybe it's because of my mindset.
Yeah.
I want to challenge the top dog in order to solidify my legacy to say I don't give a
I'd rather
shit
be the
about
top
you.
dog.
I'll be the top dog
No,
because.
you are not the top dog. You're the top dog with all these other people.
So how do you get
I
to be
don't
with the top dogs? You play with the top
Yes.
dogs. You learn from the top dogs. I am learning from Ronaldinho, Ronaldo. Imagine if Nathan, this trend goes there, he's gonna learn from Mbappe. Imagine
I
that.
hope he doesn't learn from
Yeah,
me.
but anyway, you get what I'm saying. Who are you playing with?
Look, I think this is one of those topics that's just gonna be divided. And
Yeah, but I'm glad he's going.
Yeah.
look, I think it's maybe my point will be made in a year's time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Let's
Let's
let it run its course.
let's come back in a year's time and say.
I know Liverpool is gonna be fine even though he's leaving. It just hurts that he
That's
is
what you
leaving
need to
when
do.
Yeah.
Let's look to the.
yeah.
You need to go have a beer or something and drown your sorrows and forget about Trent. He has left you. He
Trent.
has divorced you.
Trent.
It's your Liverpool
Trent,
business.
when you fail at Real Madrid, we will have our arms open to
No,
welcome you.
at Real Madrid, it will expose what an average player is.
Yeah, you will get exposed.
That's the end.